Good morning, dear friends. It's time for our daily astrology overview for September the 6th. We are going to look into the most important energies for the day so that you can be prepared and you can do the best things possible for yourself. So let's take a look at the chart we have today. So we are starting the day with the moon in Libra again, but at the very beginning of the day, we have the exact trine with Jupiter. So the two planets are connecting the sign of Libra and Gemini. So overall, we can say that the day will be very positive for communication, for connection with other people, establishing some kind of new directions or discussions, or the most important is the contact with other people. I want to remind you that we are in the first phase of the lunar cycle. The new moon was on the 2nd, the 3rd of September. So in this phase of the lunar cycle, it is recommended to start new things. It's beneficial to initiate new projects and to focus on things that you would like to grow and expand in the future. And speaking of growing and expansion, this trine between the moon and Jupiter is also very supportive. So my recommendation for today, focus on something which you want to expand, you want to grow, and concentrate on the connections, the contact with people, the people that are important for your idea, for whatever you want to work on and improve. In the next couple of days, the tendency is that the overall configuration in the sky will become a splash configuration, especially the more the moon is moving towards here, which will happen in the next couple of days. The more evenly spread the planets will be, which is what we call splash configuration. And this configuration from one side doesn't support a very narrowed, focused concentration in one direction. It might be more difficult to commit to only one thing, one direction, to have this extreme focus. What's more beneficial is to try to kind of like spread yourself evenly all over, to try to do many things maybe at the same time, or not necessarily many, but a few things. So this is the time when you don't need to restrict yourself. You don't need to cut things and, be very extremely concentrated only in one direction. Actually, you will benefit more if you try to combine different things. The air signs are active, especially today with the moon and Jupiter trining each other. So today could be a very nice day to think about some things that you can connect with each other, to establish those connections. It could be related to people, it could be related to ideas, maybe different projects, different focuses in your life. So overall, that's the more beneficial strategy for sure. It's interesting also to look at the aspects of the sun. So we still have a quintile between the sun and Mars, which is supportive for going in the direction that we want, choosing some kind of focus, and then making some steps to get into this direction. But here's the important part. The sun is about the things that we want, the things that we choose. So if there is some kind of social, not exactly limitations, but, things that other people expect from you. Here, there could be a bit of a struggle, or I would say even resistance, because the sun is getting to this applying opposition with Saturn. So overall, in the next week or so, even more, but especially in the next week, it will be very concentrated. It won't be so easy for us to follow directions that others have defined or even that are socially expected from us. Again, because the Sun in opposition with Saturn wants to resist. But if we personally choose, which is the Sun and Mars, if we want to go in certain direction, then yes, we will be more efficient and we are capable of taking action. So my recommendation, focus on your desires, focus more on the things that you personally choose. Sun and Mars will support this. We also have another creative aspect, quintile and a half, between the Sun and Uranus, which will be active today, tomorrow as well. This aspect will support new initiatives, something that we can't do something brand new every day, which will be huge and life-changing. And it doesn't have to be huge and life-changing, but something small to experiment, to try to express yourself in a new way, or to go in a different direction which is not typical for you. Pay attention to this interesting configuration we have. The Sun in opposition with Saturn and with Uranus. There are creative aspects. Uranus has a quintile creative aspect with Saturn and quintile and a half, another creative aspect with the Sun. So from one side, even if we feel limited, restricted, or maybe forced by some kind of external or social things, this is Saturn, we might find a creative or constructive decision or a way out of this situation. And it's not about escaping. It's not about hiding, running away from it. It's more about finding an interesting, untraditional approach without hiding, without running away, but to do it in a unique way, to do it in your own way, even if it's about something that you have to do, you are supposed to do. The creative approach will be helpful. So this is a very interesting configuration, which can help us to look at our restrictions or the restrictions in life in a new way, to see that there is always certain level of freedom, there is always certain level of personal choice or something we can change or something we can do in a different way. So don't hide, especially if you feel like there is some kind of social pressure. You have to do something, you are expected. Yes, there will be resistance because of the Sun-Saturn opposition, but if you don't hide, but instead you try to look into this situation, then with the Uranus energy, you may find a more untraditional approach, something that will help you to get out of there or to even transform those limitations. So very, very interesting combination. Sun, Saturn, and Uranus, three completely different planets. But I want to remind you that the Sun and Uranus are, from one side, have something in common. They are the two main creative planets, the two main planets which can bring something new, something really new, which is symbolized by the little dot they have both inside their glyph. So this configuration suggests that, especially today, also tomorrow, we will have this opportunity to have a more creative, unique, personal approach towards something that may feel like a rule, like a limitation, like something that we can't change, that is kind of, expected. Saturn is about those external rules and boundaries that we need to follow and respect. But this time again, there is something we can do about it. There will be a creative solution. So this is very interesting. Okay, so the Sun is very active. As you can see, there are many, many aspects. So the Sun is currently really active. Let's take a look what changes during the day. So we said there is a trine between the moon and Jupiter, which is a very supportive aspect. There will be a karmic aspect with Pluto, which may bring some kind of intensity, some kind of, more concentration on our emotions, but it's a minor aspect. So there could be some kind of intense situations or emotions which may occur, but they can pass quite fast. They are not too long lasting. And later during the day, we will have a sextile between the moon and Mercury, which is also a very nice aspect for contacts, for expressing what we think, what we want, our ideas, our perspective. Mercury is currently in Leo. Mercury in Leo is not a good listener. Mercury in Leo wants to share his own opinion, his perspective. He wants to talk. But the moon in Libra has a different perception. It could be, it could bring the energy of, after all, being able to see the other perspective. So it's a nice aspect which can help our own expression and also the potential to be heard. But we are also, it's like a mutual exchange. So that's again, really nice aspect for communication and expression of ideas today. The aspect will be active throughout the whole day. And later there will be also a square between the moon and Pluto. So it's an applying aspect. It won't be really intense today. It will be stronger tomorrow. But it could initiate some kind of possible, intense emotions, or in contact with people, there could be, the contact could be more emotionally charged, sometimes even heavier. So just be aware of that. And after that, there is also a trine between the moon and Mars, which is applying. Again, we will feel this more tomorrow. But the focus here is connecting more to our willpower and doing something, preparing to do something, I would say. Most likely tomorrow, yeah, we will feel more this energy. So that's the overview for today. Try to focus on many things. Try to focus on something you want to grow, you want to expand. Don't forget to include other people. Other people are important and they can help you. And generally, for establishing contacts, connections, expressing your opinion, your ideas, the day is really beneficial. And yeah, that's how it looks like. That's how the sky looks like today. Let me know in the comments if you like this format, if you would like us to continue. And enjoy your day.